Hi there, happy Leo season and happy Lionsgate. It's not exactly Lionsgate yet, but it's coming up and we're already in the energy of it. This Sekhmet energy is prevalent and is strong and is enforced already within the cosmos, and we're here. So I just wanted to touch on a few things in the occult community, specifically dealing with finding your tribe and community and how that relates to being a woman, specifically Black woman, if you are, or melanated woman, if you don't identify with the word Black. So a few things that I've noticed has been a theme in my life that I've gone through when dealing with this sector of my life is that I tend to be met with a lot of combative Martian energy, when I'm just trying to find my community and connect with like-minded individuals and like-minded people. There's men who like to try to energetically and psychically pimp women, especially young ladies who are very powerful. Me, I have a lot of scorpionic energy. I also have Mars in my 8th house, so I'm very magnetic, just naturally, and people like to take advantage of that and siphon that powerful creative energy, okay, that sexual energy that just sort of emanates off you. And a lot of women deal with this. I'm not just talking about Black women, but just women in general. And sometimes you're unaware of it. Sometimes you're unaware of how your energetic fields can be leaking, and how your powers can be being harnessed without you being aware of it, without you really knowing what's going on. A lot of these gurus and teachers who are really just dark occultists, cult leaders, who's taken information, ancient sacred information, and using it to benefit themselves. Yeah, I see that a lot, and it's prevalent in the community, in the conscious community. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. A lot of women are unaware of this, and you just have to take ownership of your life and of your destiny. I made the mistake of being too trusting, too vulnerable, too open, and I gave people access to my destiny and to just to my energy in general, when not everyone deserves that from you. You have to be discerning. There was this book that I was reading recently, and it was about ancient sibyls. Sibyls are the high priestesses, the oracles, the diviners. And this was prehistoric, pre-biblical. And it's all about how this woman, basically built up the Roman Empire, and later on was just, casted and humiliated, sold into slavery after she contributed so much to not just to that empire, but just to a lot of different empires around the world. People will come to her to get consultations from her, and military advice and stuff like that. And that's a common theme, especially back in the day with our high priestesses. They had their sacred temples, they had their sacred writings and their ancient scribes and stuff, and you don't really see much of that nowadays. You don't see what these powerful women contributed to society, not so much. I mean, you hear about the men, but what I'm learning is that a lot of these ancient texts and stuff that we're seeing, it really came from women, specifically Black women. And there's proof of that. There's proof of that all around the world, especially in ancient Rome and in the cathedral, and with the Pope and all them. But this originally started from gender wars. That started from the beginning of time. You can reference this back to the mythology of Tiamat and Marduk. And basically, when women hold this very powerful magnetic energy, and this part of it is not addressed. Men get jealous. You know, a lot of the times men get jealous and want to harness that energy and want to take it and use it for themselves, and they have. Okay, these women, these high priestesses, they were sold into being sex slaves, you know, for in various temples around the world. And you know, that's where you get the notion of, you know, the sacred whore. But it goes deeper than that. But when you're unaware of your power, women nowadays, spiritual women who are the descendants of these powerful ancestors, you know, now is looking for connection and like-minded people. And just, I see a lot of the time that, you know, is people who play on that and manipulate that and use it to benefit themselves. You know, you have to stop being so vulnerable. And if anything, I was taught, and it's not to, you know, not trust anyone, because that goes with dealing your childhood issues as well. But it's to have discernment, and it's to trust your intuition, because a lot of these people are wolves in sheep clothing. You know, a lot of these people are just coming out from you know, the power high of being just left side occultists, you know, and now you want to just hop on to the right side. And a lot of us, you know, now that we're aware of the benefit of sidereal and tropical astrology, we're now using them together. But I wanted to say this, okay? Sidereal is cool and all, and is very beneficial, is very detailed, you know, and it helps you uncover the secrets and the aspects of yourself that, you know, you might not have been aware of, because there's a lot of information, and it's organized and it's constructed in a way that helps you to grow if you really utilize the information in the meditation techniques. But tropical is just as important, you know. And I know, you know, we like to talk about, you know, not identifying with the body. You're not your body. So if sidereal astrology is your etheric self, you know, your true spirit, your soul, right? And tropical astrology is the 3D, that means that it's the body. That means it's your conscious mind, as to where sidereal is a subconscious mind. That means that tropical is your ancestors. That's your lineage, you know, that you have this time around, in this lifetime. This just this specific lifetime. So in this lifetime, I'm black. In this lifetime, I have African ancestors who's dealt with a lot of trauma, okay, who we're still dealing with a lot of trauma and unpacking it, okay. And the whole goal, you know, is to not disconnect, but to have non-attachment, right? It's to have non-attachment. But you, while you're in this physical body, you have work to do in this bloodline. You created a contract with these ancestors, okay? You created a contract with your DNA in order to break up that stagnant energy, and to you, whatever placements you have in sidereal astrology, that and ever experience you have as a soul that you've cultivated and that you've mastered, okay? Your body chose you, and you chose your body, or you chose your ancestral lineage this time around, because this ancestral lineage, this specific one, okay, is what's going to help you reach higher peaks as a soul. And they chose you you chose them, because they're going to help you reach, well, vice versa. I know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all helping each other, okay? And when I say y'all, I'm talking about the soul in sidereal astrology versus tropical, you know, your ancestral astrology. Because wherever I have detriments in my sidereal and weak ass fucked up placements, okay, I know that I could depend on my ancestors. I know that I could lean on my ancestors. I know that those placements is what's gonna help me kind of combat those waters, to where I'm being weak, and to where I'm being not as strong as I could be or as I should be, okay? And it's the same vice versa. But that can only, your ancestors, they only gonna agree to do that, you know, or agree to do those things if you're following your true north. You know, if you're actively working towards your north node and being balanced and ma'at, okay? Being balanced and it's not being moral, okay? Y'all need to know the difference between morality and integrity. Integrity is standing on what you say you on and being who you say you are, okay? There's a difference. You choose your morality based off your own soul's compass and what it is, you personally need to construct to better, assist your growth. But integrity is what's true to you. It was true to your soul, what's true to you, what's true to your ancestors. They know if you're not living in integrity. So if you going out of your way to manipulate, okay, and subdue women who look like you specifically, that speaks volumes. It shows a lack of healing on your part. It's clear as day. It showed and it's okay to and then you're supposed to ascend this whole race shit, this whole tribe shit, okay? Like ascend it all and really move past it. But there's a balance as well. The complete denial of it is the same thing, opposite spectrum. That's not accepting who you are. That's being ashamed of who you are, of who your ancestors are, of who's sent here, of who you're sent here to help free up. It's okay to identify as God and as your soul self, especially once you've cultivated it. But that doesn't mean to deny your ancestry and deny your lineage. I'm not saying that black women should be put on a pedestal or black people should be put on a pedestal just because we have melanin. What I'm saying is that our collective experiences as a tribe, because that's all it is, as a tribe, and it's sectors of that, because really the only real tribe is your soul tribe. But I'm talking about as far as nations, you have your, as far as nations and on a like elemental level. How you expect for your ancestors to back you up when every chance you get you're denying them? I'm not black, or not to say that you're not black, or just not acknowledging the matriarchal history of your bloodline. Black women's intellectual properties have been, cast aside. You don't really see, you'll go over the world and find temples of all these great men and all these great monks and all these great emperors and stuff like that. But, and aside from, a few temples in Egypt, you don't really see all that black women has contributed to ancient occult knowledge and to society at large. And it's because a majority of the information has been plagiarized and put off as if men did it, because men got jealous of the matriarchy and decided that they were just going to steal everything and make it seem as if it was their own. And then in return, the white men did the same to all of us, not just you, but to everybody. So then we all got fucked. And you trying to fuck us, you fucked yourself. You fucked us all. So, and it's not, please don't think that I'm just, blaming the whole, I'm not just blaming this all on men. But there's steps that needs to be taken if you're going to climb that ladder, if you're going to climb that tree of life. Like, you can't just skip steps, okay? If you look at this as a big ass, party that we had, like say this is a big ass party that we had, right? And we have our individual teams, and all of us take turns partaking in those teams, okay? That's the races, that's the tribes, okay? This time I'm black, last time I was probably white. But when I was white, I can't just, ignore the fact that I'm white and that my ancestors did all this bullshit and that I have all this karma that I need to unpack. No, you have to take part in it. And it's not going to help me that, I'm not the body, I'm God, so I'm just going to be God and ignore all this other shit. It don't work like that. Because what you're doing subconsciously is perpetuating the same patterns of your ancestors. You're not ascending them, you're ignoring them. There's a difference. There's a difference. So I just wanted to make that clear. Women, all women, okay, just be vigilant, okay, of where your energy is going and of who you're allowing into your auric field and into your space energetically, okay? Even if a person has, you know, more knowledge than you, is a little more cultivated in certain areas of their life than you, they don't take away from your inherent power, and it doesn't take away from your intuition. Because when we feel things, you know them inherently, but you kind of ignore them. And I just want to stop a moment to thank True Brilliance for making that video that she did on this, because everything that she said is everything that I've been going through for the past 2 years. And if I was to look in my 8th house, I wish and I hope that she opens that class again, because I didn't get a chance to take it, and I would love to, in case, you know, anyone ever speaks to her or she ever sees this video. But yeah, it's Mars in my 8th house. You know, I have Mars in my 8th house, so that's that volatile energy. You know, a lot of the times I could step into a room or I could step into a space, and people automatically, you know, come at me with this combative energy, like that rah-rah energy. And it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm just trying to connect and be myself and get to know people. And I'm quiet, you know, I'm quiet. I try not to do too much. I sit back, I observe. And I'm not a real social person. I have a lot of fixed energy. I'm not a real social person. And I draw attention. I draw a lot of attention, even when I'm not meaning to. And people can take that and you know, make projections on that based on their own insecurities. And a lot of the times, and a lot of women go through this, a lot of women are unaware of that power that they carry, and the type of energy that it creates in an atmosphere, and the type of problems it could create in your life, especially your interpersonal life. You know, so this is something that I'm constantly cultivating, something that I'm constantly dealing with. Is always, you know, a battle of the wits and power struggle dynamics when it comes to men, when it comes to teachers and figure authorities. And of course, that's to do with my personal placements. I know, of course, you know, Saturn's been, doing his job. But I just wanted to give people, you know, just kind of an insight as to what it is that a lot of women, as such as myself, go through. And we carry it well. We carry trauma well. We carry, you know, hurt and pain well, and able to function in life and, you know, get shit done. You know, be a mom, be a boss, be everything that we are completely, you know, still stay spiritually balanced. It takes a lot. It almost takes for you to like thrive in chaos, you know? Not a lot of light over here, so I'm trying to, but yeah, is an energy that's been prevalent. And ways that I've combated this is like staying to myself. But you can't always do that. You can't always stay to yourself, because that hinders your growth. You know, you have to connect with people. You have to connect with like-minded people, and constantly, you know, broaden your horizons and your perspectives. But you just have to be a bit more discerning. You have to be a bit more discerning. And instead of like attracting, you know, people who might not understand your energy, you know, there's ways that you can utilize your power to attract the people that are actually, you know, going to understand you a bit better, so where you're not out looking for validation or looking for a community or looking for, you know, someone to give you a pat on the back. Once you heal those internal wounds, you'll start to attract the people to you that are meant to be there and that are meant to stay. So I just wanted to just touch on that real quick. What else? You know, there was a few things that was on my mind, and, you know, they come and go. I originally made like a whole list of stuff, but like, fuck all that. I'm just, you know, being communicative And this is something that's new to me. You know, I'm not one to really express my feelings online and my experiences, but when talking to some friends, I realized that, you know, a lot of women go through this. A lot of women feel like they have to, you know, dim their light and lower themselves, you know, especially if you have hard Saturn placements dealing with communications. Like from my parents, when I was younger, I was always shut down when I would go to express my emotions and express my feelings. And that led me to be, you know, not able to. So, you know, when you holding all that stuff in, it becomes volatile, and it becomes powerful, and you can wield that power to either draw stuff in, or you can implode or explode. And you don't really want to do either. I mean, there's instances where that can be good, but it depends on your intention. Like, you have to use that power intentionally. And I don't have people in my everyday life who I could talk about this stuff with. So I'm going to use these free platforms to talk to my damn self. And if there's people who resonate with it, great. If not, I don't care. But, you know, this stuff needs to be released. You know, it needs to be released. I need an outlet. So I'm creating that for myself. And I don't really care about anybody's opinion either. So you could keep that shit unless you have something valuable to add. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. And before you like just take a minute before you like start looking for someone or these different groups to really, like, you know, help you cultivate your spirituality. Take some time to yourself. Like, be alone. You know, like, be alone. Journal. Dive into astrology. It's like cheating. Like, dive into astrology, sidereal and tropical, because that's what has helped me. Was really kept me level-headed, learning about myself and about why things happen the way they do in my life, or may not go the way I want them to. But there would be people who would try to, you know, stop you from stepping into your power, just because they want the power over you. And it don't have to be for any specific reason. It's like, you know, when you're operating in your autonomy and you're in your power, okay, and you listening to your intuition, and you're willfully directing your life and your destiny, you know, that upsets people, especially if they're, you know, used to having power over people, and they can't have that over you. It becomes like an obsession. It becomes like and I know what that's like, because I've been there. I've done it. I'm not exempt from this shit. I've done it. That obsessive, controlling ass energy. I deal with it all the time. But you have to learn how to combat that and use it in a way that's beneficial for you and for others. Yeah. You have to control your creative energy, or somebody else will. Yeah.